Well, it is good to be back near the front of a grid. I'm in Assetto Corsa Competizione today for this GO Setups GT3 Sprint at Suzuka on Low Fuel Motorsport, and I'll be starting from the second row. Now, I'm only 3/10 off Alexander Falk in pole position, so I really do fancy a fight for the win here, or at the very least a podium battle. Having said that though, I've barely done any sim racing over these past couple of months, and I'm visibly less competitive than I was in 2024. I'm getting slower, I'm making more mistakes, all common symptoms of a lack of track time. Can I rediscover my old form here, or will my weaknesses be exposed once again? Here we go then, the lights are green and we're underway at Suzuka, and this is a really good opportunity for me. Not only am I starting from P4 on the grid, but this is also the bottom split. I'm car number 3, so I am certainly among the favourites for a podium battle here. But it's also incredibly important to play it safe on this opening lap. I took a really wide line through T1 there. That's because I knew the Lamborghini of Christian Doberstein was on my inside, so I just left that bit of extra space to reduce the risk of contact. In the rearview mirror, it looks like Doberstein has actually surrendered that P5. Hein Gremmels has got in front of him, and so has Dave Grant. So it's all changed behind me, but in front it's as you were. The pole sitter Alexander Falk leading the way, Matthias Mollmann in P2 and Gavin Brockway in P3. And it was certainly very close in qualifying, just 0.4 of a second separating all 4 of us. So I certainly feel confident that I've got the pace to keep up with these guys. I really want to get myself involved in a podium battle here at Suzuka today. In fact, both Brockway and Mollmann were just 1/10 quicker than I was, so we could be set up for an absolute classic. Racing has been incredibly clean so far, just one incident on this opening lap, and it was a clash of BMWs going into Degner. Aro Bialy, the driver behind, just having a sniff up the inside, sticking his nose in where it's not wanted there, clipping Ruven Jochum ahead, and Jochum spins out. Let's take another look from the onboard of Bialy. And you've really got to be fully alongside to make a clean pass up the inside into Degner curve. Bialy wasn't fully alongside there, and Jochum paid the price. Right, returning to the live action towards the end of lap 3. It's as you were in terms of positions, but the pack is starting to spread out just a little bit. I've still got Brockway in my sights. He's 0.6 of a second clear as we come up to this final chicane. And has the Ferrari driver made a mistake? Yes, he has. He outbraked himself going into that corner, runs out onto the grass. That is going to cost him some momentum exiting the corner and some speed coming down this start-finish straight. So we're going to start lap 4 now. And can I use my better line through that final chicane to pick up a toe and make a pass? Well, it doesn't look like it, because Brockway is going to go defensive into the first corner, so I'm just going to stay tucked in behind. But if Brockway is going to go defensive through these S's, it's going to give an opportunity to Gremmels behind. In my rearview mirror, I can see that yellow Ferrari getting bigger and bigger. Gremmels is closing in here. He's just 0.5 of a second back now. And with 3rd, 4th and 5th separated by just 1 second, that is giving the leading duo an opportunity to make a break for it. Falk is still leading, but he's coming under real pressure now from Mollmann in 2nd position. And the pair of them are 3 seconds clear, but I've switched the TV cam on so we can keep one eye on this battle for the lead. And look at Falk, the race leader, has made a big mistake going into Degner curve. He's out into the sand, and that is the easiest overtake Matthias Mollmann is ever gonna get to grab the lead of a race. Well, watch Falk. Is he going to strike right back? He makes a move up the inside of the hairpin. There's contact between the pair of them. Falk just about manages to keep his Ferrari facing in the right direction, but that has bunched the pack right back together again. And yeah, so much for their 3-second advantage. Now the entire top 5 is separated by just 2 seconds. Right, jumping forward to the end of lap 5 now. It's still pretty close. However, the new race leader, Matthias Mollmann, is beginning to make a break for it. He's got some clear air at the front of the pack, but it is on for P2 at the moment. The TV cam has just been switched back on, top right of the screen, so we can keep an eye on the onboard from Hein Gremmels. He is just behind me in P5. Meanwhile, in front, I am starting to really breathe down the neck of Gavin Brockway in that Ferrari. And I'm beginning to wonder if he is starting to feel the pressure a little bit. He's looking ragged out here now. Look how close I am as we enter the S's. Of course, there's no way through here, but I can really start to lean on him now. But of course, the harder the two of us begin to fight, the easier it's going to be for Gremels behind to close back in. In fact, he's already here. Look how close Gremels is now. The gap just 0.3 of a second. So this may play into the hands of Alexander Falk in second position, because Falk's got a bit of breathing room now. He may be able to chase the race leader Mollman. Into Degner for the 6th time then. Brockley is certainly looking ragged, and he's missed the apex into the right-hander. He's out onto the gravel. I'm able to breeze by, but look at Gremels in the rear-view mirror. The three of us come within millimetres of contact there. Immediately I'm going to go as defensive as I possibly can into the hairpin in the hope that I can hold Gremels off. But that was really close. I had no choice but to move over to the right of the track as Brockley was rejoining to the left. But of course, at exactly the same time, Gremels was trying to make a move on me. Thankfully, we all survived, and I find myself up into P3. I'm up into the podium positions now, but I might have just lost it coming into Spoon. The rear twitching about, and now I can't save it. I'm out onto the grass, desperately trying to keep my Lamborghini facing in the right direction, but I don't believe it. No sooner do I get up into P3, I all of a sudden find myself down into P7. Well, I said before this race got underway that I was a little bit rusty due to a lack of track time. Well, it has cost me big time there, because that was a really careless mistake. Let's go back and check out the replay, starting with the incident through Degner. And yeah, Brockley was out onto the gravel there, but look how close it got between me and Gremels. Thankfully, we both managed to avoid each other, and I was able to hold on to that P3, but unfortunately not for long. This is me entering Spoons. You can just see the rear start to twitch there, but as we exit the corner, the rear comes around properly. It sends me out onto the grass, and that's a really costly mistake. I dropped back 4 positions. Right, I've dusted myself down, I've regained my composure, and we're rejoining the live action at 2/3 race distance. We've got just 7 minutes left on the clock. Steve Reckenberg is the driver in the BMW right in front of me, and I'm just starting to get a few hints that he may be struggling for grip. You saw him there get really loose, exiting the hairpin. So we're now going to jump forward to the start of lap 11, and I've not given up hope that I may be able to get back up into P6 here. I know that Reckenberg is struggling with a lack of grip. Into turn 1 for the 11th time then. Look at Reckenberg, he's lost the rear. Surely he's not going to hold on to that BMW. It's sideways through the first corner. He manages to hold on to it. I've got no choice but to go out wide, take a bit of the grass myself in an effort to get around him, and I have done. I'm up into P6, but that was a dramatic start to this 11th lap. Well, what can I do from here? I have got a bit of clear track in front of me now. Christian Doberstein is the driver in front of me, but he is 1.2 seconds ahead at the moment. And I've got to concentrate on catching him. If I can find a bit of pace here, close in on Doberstein, the chances are I may be able to gap the driver behind me. Well, I'll tell you what though, the top 7 in this race are so much quicker than anybody else on the grid. Look at the gap back to Dave Grant in 8th. He is 12 seconds behind, so the leading 7 here in a class of their own. And it looks like there's very little difference in pace between us as well, because although I'm down in P6, I have got clear visibility of Falk in P2. So yeah, as things stand, Alexander Falk 2nd position, Gremels in 3rd, Brockley in 4th, Doberstein 5th, me in 6th with Reckenberg just behind in 7th. And it's beginning to look like I'm starting to close in on Doberstein in front as well. That Lamborghini visibly getting bigger. However, Reckenberg is right behind me, and I've lost the rear coming out of Spoons again. Another big mistake at exactly the same point of the racetrack, and once again it proves costly. The P6 I worked so hard to get has gone. Right, we're jumping forward to the start of the very last lap. Now I have managed to close right back in on Reckenberg to within 0.2 of a second, but have I got enough to get past him? Have I got enough to snatch that P6 back? We've switched the TV cam back on just so we can keep one eye on Reckenberg's point of view, but for now, all eyes are on the rear spoiler of that BMW, which is still twitching about. Reckenberg clearly having grip issues over the final stages of this race, but will it be enough to give me an overtake? I'm going to have to work really hard here through the S's. I've just got to stay as close as I possibly can to the rear end of that BMW. And I tell you what, Reckenberg's got his line completely wrong through that section. It might open up a gap on the inside here. If I can get on the gas, I'll be able to pull alongside. Now I'm going to be on the outside for Degner, so it is vital that I get fully in front of the BMW and close the door into Degner curve. I have done. I'm back into P6. Now it is absolutely vital that I don't make another careless mistake. We know Reckenberg is going to fight back if he possibly can, and he's got just half a lap to do it now. So I am going to have to be incredibly streetwise. I take a defensive entry into the hairpin. That's held him off for now. What's the gap? 0.4 of a second as we come up the hill. And the nerves are really jangling now because I'm approaching Spoon. I have got this corner so wrong on multiple occasions in this race. It is absolutely vital that I don't make another catastrophic misjudgment here. I'm taking it really carefully. Well, we can see that Reckenberg is a lot quicker than I am through there, a lot more confident as well, but I do get on the gas at just the right time. No rear slide this time around. And now I'm just a couple of corners from successfully holding on to this 6th position into 130R then for the last time. But I'm not quite as tight as I want it to be. It's drifted me out wide. Is this the opportunity that Reckenberg needs? He's on the outside into the final chicane. Can I hold him off? The elbows are out here at Suzuka. I did just about get to the chicane first. I've managed to keep my nose ahead, and it looks like I've done enough just to hold on to this P6. Fantastic racing here on ACC. I may be a bit rusty, but it certainly hasn't affected the drama. This one was tense from start to finish. Let's go back and check out the replay of this final lap. And there's the overtake on Reckenberg. Now, every other time in this race I've got past someone, I've thrown it away within a lap, and I really thought I was going to do it again here when I missed the apex into 130R. Look how wide I was. In fact, all 4 tyres off track there. So that possibly was a slightly unfair defending of a position. And had I known that at the time, I probably would have pulled aside to let Reckenberg pass. But as it was, I crossed the line in P6 with the fastest lap in the race of 2:02 flat, several tenths slower than I managed in qualifying. So yeah, definitely a missed opportunity to challenge for a podium here. I think the race win may have been a bit beyond me. Mollman looked like he had some great pace at the end there. But P6, yeah, I'm more than happy with that. I hope you've enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers for now.